All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us. If you are here live, welcome, welcome. If you are watching on the recording, the replay on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe to take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. And it is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers. But today the speaker is me. So I'm bringing myself to you so that I can share some of my wisdom, energy healing processes, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, I'm not going to really talk too much about myself. I think everybody knows by this point. The people who are watching regularly know who I am, but I am the host of Awaken to Happiness Now. I'm also a healer in my own right, coach, teacher, etc. All that kind of wonderful stuff. But what lately, what has been happening with me is that I've been receiving a lot of downloads, lots of integration, lots of change in my physical and energetic body as well. So there's been a lot happening this year, especially. And so recently I have started sharing these diamond DNA activations. And these were gifted to me by the Andromedans, who happen to be part of my soul family, soul lineage. And they are the ones who are helping me to bring in these diamond DNA activations, even though the healing comes from source always, but they are facilitating um, this healing modality. It's a healing system. So we are still at the beginning stages of using it for sure, but I've already used it quite a bit with my VIP community, and for myself personally, and for my dog as well. So I wanted to share this with all of you as well, right? So some of the things I want to talk about today, I have to stay on point because I'm the guest, but some of the things that we're going to talk about today is the energy that we're clearing, right? What's been holding you back, and we're always clearing, right? So that's okay. The diamond DNA frequency, your original divine blueprint, healing through the 4 portals of relationships, money, body, and soul purpose, and the new paradigm of healing, which is integration, activation, and embodiment, or activation, integration, and embodiment, right? And also a little bit later, I'll be facilitating a guided activation to connect you to your diamond light. Okay, so I'm excited about this because, again, like I said, this is a new system that we're working with. And so when it comes to healing and clearing, specifically, we're always clearing energies, right? We're always transmuting, transforming, upgrading, right? So just so many of us are carrying old energies, right? So the stories, and we talked about betrayal, abandonment, right? And we did 2 calls on betrayal and abandonment earlier, but scarcity, exhaustion, and these energies, these old stories, they keep looping through our relationships, our money, our health, our purpose. And these energies get stored in our cellular memory and our DNA. And so every time we relive or think about a story from the past, it's kind of like reliving it again, right? And because these stories, these energies are stored in our cellular memory and our DNA, they shape what we attract in our lives and how we respond. So the journey that we're on, the spiritual journey, the healing journey, the awakening journey, it's about clearing those old patterns, right? So not just mentally, but energetically at the root. And so I know that a lot of us are doing that right now, right? We are doing so much clearing, and we wonder, are we ever going to be done, right? Is this clearing ever going to finish, right? And the thing is, absolutely, it's going to end at some point when we are no longer here. So until that point, we have to continue to clear, heal, and then become aware of our new way of being, right? Our new expression. And so when you can start to recognize how you are changing, how you are transforming through your journey, through your path, then you'll start to see how, oh yes, okay, the clearing is working. I am making some progress on my journey, on my path. I am transforming things. My life is not the same as it was in the past, But for you to be able to do that, it's important to be present, right? And be aware, and ask yourself questions, right? Um, and so that's one of the things I think we should not be. A lot of us, we get frustrated with the clearing, clearing, clearing. But remember that when we are in the position of being able to clear something, it is a blessing, because we something has come into our awareness that maybe was not there before, or a different aspect of it, or a different layer of it, right? And it's coming up, and if you can clear it, it's just what it's doing. It's opening you up to receiving new energies, new opportunities, new openings in your life and in your energy field, right? So clearing is great, and becoming aware of what you're clearing, or that you are clearing something, is even better. Okay. So I'm going to say this in a second, but there are some things that you can just do a blanket clearing on, right? And that's fine, but that's general clearing in your field. But if you want to clear something specific, you have to know what that is, right? So for example, frustration. I mentioned yesterday on the call that, I was having trouble with my website and all that wonderful stuff, and we finally we got it fixed, and I was so happy. It's like, yay, it's all good. We're, it's perfect. And then today, again, it was not working. So, um, I wasn't as frustrated. It's like, all right, we we can get this fixed. It's okay, right? But that energy of frustration when things don't work out the way you want, right? That is something that for sure I can clear. And so then, each time I clear it, the next time it comes up, because it's going to come up, you'll have a different response to it, right? A different reaction to it. You're not going to respond the same way as before. So, like today, I didn't respond the same way as I did last weekend. I did not have a meltdown today or anything, or not even close, right? So, that's growth that you have to look at. So you are growing, you are evolving, you are expanding, all that wonderful stuff. And so sometimes we need to see these little experiences that come up to show us how much we have changed, how much we have grown, how much transformation has actually happened in our field, and in our mindset, in our body and being, in our cellular memory, in our DNA. Things are changing, and you should always focus on that, not what's not changing, but what has changed, what is changing, how you are different than you were before. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't, because I know I do tend to talk fast, as you all know. So I do tell myself to talk slower, but it's hard, because when I'm talking, sometimes it's just channeling, right? So the information is just coming through, and it's just, and I don't even remember what I said like 2 minutes ago. So just try to receive as much as you can when we are sharing, because sometimes it's a lot at once. So I want to talk a little bit about the diamond DNA frequency. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a new healing system that has been gifted to me and brought to me through the Andromedans. And for me, I'd been working with diamond frequency, rainbow frequencies for a while. So that wasn't new, but the way that it's coming through is totally different. It's completely different. And the way that the healing clearing happens is different, right? So your diamond DNA, and this is about, we're not talking about the carbon-based DNA, actually. We're talking about the upgraded version of you. And so this diamond DNA holds your original divine codes of clarity, abundance, vitality, and purpose. But over time, those codes, they got clouded by trauma, by fear, by programming, by beliefs, right? So the diamond light frequencies that are coming in through this system, they restore those crystalline codes so that you can remember who you truly are and begin living from your highest energetic potential, right? So not from your trauma, not from your fear, but from who you truly are, right? And what lights you up, what gives you that sense of beingness, okay? And so the diamond DNA frequency, it I'll be honest, it does not feel the same to me as other frequencies did, right? So for me, it does feel totally different, and it's a different structure even of how it comes through. So I always say to everyone, just be willing to receive and know that everything that happens, because with me, the intention always is that everything that you receive or everything that I'm channeling is for your highest good and the highest good of all. And it's coming from that place of service. So that's why it's purely channeled. That's why I don't remember what I said 2 minutes ago, because it's just gone, right? And so so when you're receiving specifically, and this is for any type of healing, not just anything that you're receiving through me, but any type of healing, try not to have an agenda of how it should function or operate, or what the outcome, how it should look. But instead, it's about receiving the healing and the frequencies and the transmission that is for your highest good and the highest good of all, for your body, your being, your energy body, your physical body, mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, etc., so that it you can be more in harmony and balance and in ease, and at the same time have a greater awareness of who you are. And so who you are is important to me, right? You recognizing who you are, um, as a soul, as a spark of consciousness, spark of the divine, etc., right? And from that place, it is more empowering to move forward, knowing who you are, and that you are not just your thoughts, you're not just your feelings, you're not just your stories, you're not the trauma that you had in the past, right? You are much more than that. And so recognizing who that is, what that is key for your spiritual growth and expansion, right? For your soul's expansion and awakening. So today we're talking about healing through the four portals of relationships, money, body, and soul purpose. And so relationships, for example, we're all in relationship with each other and everything else. So these four areas basically are the gateways to and for your transformation. So each one mirrors where your energy is flowing or leaking in some cases, right? And so it's important to look at um, these four portals or gateways as what, as you working through, for example, different relationships. So your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your body, your relationship with source, your relationship with other people, right? So those are key. We are here in this universe uh to have relationships, to engage with each other, right? And so are you engaging in your highest and best way possible? Or are there beliefs that you have that are limiting you in some way, right? And when it comes to money and the body and soul purpose, it's the same thing. Are these portals offering you the potential to move ahead in your journey, or is there something there that is limiting you or stopping you from really taking that next step, right? And so everything is energy, right? So if you recognize that, yeah, the relationship I have with my mother, it's a field of energy as well, right? So my mother is energy, the relationship that we have is energy, everything is energy. And so when you can start to see that everything is energy, then you have the greater potential to transform it, right? And so your relationship with money, so money again is an energy. And with money especially, what happens is it's tied so closely to the work that you do, or the value that you place on money, or the value that you place on your worth, right? And so your self-worth sometimes is tied to the money that you receive, but they're two different things, right? So it's important to look at each one separately, and recognize that, okay, if money is just energy, all right, let me transform my relationship with that energy. So I'm energy, money's energy. Let's see if we can be in harmony with it. Okay. And so the same thing with the body. We think the body is um, really like matter and physical and like concrete, but It is to a point, but if you really look at it, you'll realize it is also energy as well. So some of us who may have some physical issues going on, if you can remember that it's energy, how can we, transform that area that you're having an issue with into an energy that you are in harmony with? So I guess the key point here is about being in harmony with everything. Does that make sense? I'm gonna take a breath. Right. And so even with the soul purpose, it's um what is your soul's purpose, right? And so many people are still looking for that and trying to figure that out so that they can take that next step on their journey, when really the sole purpose for everyone is to know who they are, right? And to be in joy, live in joy, right? So joy and harmony are key. And so from that space of joy and harmony, then you have a greater awakening into what the next step is going to be. So from the place of joy and, what did I say? Joy and, I don't know. I already see it's already gone. But a harmony. Um, from that space, when you look at your soul purpose, you're going to get a different awareness and insight into what your next step should be. But sometimes we look at our soul purpose as something outside of us, something separate from us, when it really it's just us being in joy, being in harmony, being love, right? Loving ourselves, loving others, etc. Okay, so whew, this is going to be a short call. I love it. It's not going to be 2 hours like yesterday. So when it comes to the new paradigm of healing, right? Like, we're not supposed to be processing endlessly, right? Yes, we're clearing on a regular basis, but we're also living our lives, right? We're also creating our lives, etc. So we are here to activate and embody our light, activate, integrate, and embody our light. So the diamond DNA activations that we're going to do a process in a little bit. So the diamond DNA activations, they accelerate the activation, integration, and embodiment by helping your body hold higher frequencies. And so allowing the shifts that you make to be more lasting and integrated in your entire field, right? So true healing isn't necessarily about fixing the past, but it's about embodying your future frequency now in this moment, right? So when we are doing clearing, for example, we're clearing any distorted energies that no longer serve us at this time. They served us at one point for sure, right? That's why they are in our field, but they're no longer serving us now, maybe because we have outgrown those stories, right? We've outgrown the trauma, we've outgrown the crises, etc. But those energies are still there because we haven't necessarily processed them or cleared them out of our field. And so when we do the clearing, it opens up space in our field, in our energy, to then receive more light, receive more love, receive more empowering and healing energies, so that we can move forward in from a more balanced perspective, in a more harmonious way, in a more healed way, right? Healed from the past, healed from that trauma, in a more empowered way. Right. So, yes, we're going to continue to clear, but always remember that when we are clearing, it's not necessarily we're clearing just for ourselves. At this point, for most of us who have been on this healing journey for a while, we are clearing for the collective, we're clearing for our ancestors, we're clearing for the planet, right? We're clearing for the cosmos, right? Not just the planet, right? We're also clearing for the galaxy as well, right? So, if you can remember that, then you will see the value in continuing to clear. Okay, does that make sense? So think of clearing and healing as a service that you're doing on behalf of Source, right? On behalf of humanity, on behalf of the planet, on behalf of the galaxy and the cosmos, right? On behalf of your ancestors. And if you can look at it that way, then it doesn't become a chore anymore. it becomes more of a blessing and a gift, a gifting that we are gifting to our ancestors and to our future generations, etc. Does that make sense? Yeah. Awesome. Anybody have any questions so far about any of this? I know I talk fast. But that is how I am, right? So let me know if you have any questions. And at the same time, we are going to do a process, but I wanted to also, I also want to do, well, I guess we'll do that during the process too, some general clearing and healing. And if there's something specific that you would like healing and clearing for, if you want to type in the chat, then we will also address that during the process as well. Okay. So let me know, just type it in the chat, because then we'll include all of that in the process. We're going to start in a few minutes, but I just want to see if there's anything else that the team wants to share about the Diamond DNA activation, specifically for today, about reclaiming your radiance. I think that's what we called it. Let me see what we called it. What did we call today's show? Yeah, reclaim your radiance. Okay. So when it comes to reclaiming your radiance, right, it's about being light, holding light. And of course, as soon as, like, whatever light you are holding, whatever frequencies you are holding, you are automatically radiating those out, right? You know that, right? So it's not like anything you have to do. There's nothing to do. You just have to be. And so the more that you can hold higher vibrations, frequencies, light in your field, that also starts to begin that also starts to begin to bring up some of those dormant stories, those dormant energies that have been stuck in your field. They come up to be recognized, right? They come up to come into your awareness. They come up to be cleared, right? Because when it comes to holding more light or just receiving more light, it's kind of like the light shines on those areas where the darkness is, the density is, the stuckness is, right? It starts to bring all that up, and then we think that, oh my goodness, something bad is happening. No, it's just stuff is coming up for you to see so that you can clear it and release it. Okay. So vertigo, somebody's requested healing for a deeper connection with source, my guardian angel and guides. Can I ask how will you know what needs to be cleared for each individual? Are you shown what needs to be cleared? No, it basically comes down to whatever issue you have in the moment. I'm not psychic, and like, I'm not going to read your field and say, okay, you need to work on this. No, you tell me what issue is coming up in your field, and then of course the guides will bring in those frequencies, bring in that healing, clearing for whatever that happens to be. We have to take I'm glad you asked that question, Cindy. We have to take ownership and responsibility for our healing and our clearing. We cannot just expect someone to just know what is best for us, right? So what's bothering you. You know what is in your field right now that you don't like, or what is in your life right now that you're not happy with, or right now what is not working for you in your life, right? So bringing that to a session, or like to today's call, that is what is going to start to be healed and cleared, is going to start working on that, right? So part of this healing and clearing thing, obviously I do a lot of shows, right? And people do ask, can you just clear whatever's not working in my field? No, that's very disempowering, right? So this is empowering you to know what is not working for you, right? So don't give away your empowerment to others. Okay. So you say what you would like healing for or clearing for. because you know what's not working, right? Something in your life is not working. Something in your body, something in your relationship, something in your mental body, something in your emotions. Something is not working. Okay, and then you start with that, and it's basically, it's like whatever's uppermost in your mind right now. Work on that first. Okay, clearing anxiety and trauma from this life or past. Yeah, and of course I know what you mean, Sarah. Um, but again, I mean, it's fatigue, lack of willpower at the solar plexus. Yeah, I understand. And so when people talk about clearing anxiety and trauma, like that's a big topic. I mean, I've had so much anxiety this year, right? But what was the key point of that? What was the anxiety about? That's what you want to clear. You can't clear anxiety. I guess you could, but it's not going to help you if it's so general. But clearing the issue around the anxiety. So whether that's fear of death, for example, or fear of dying, or fear of losing it all, kind of thing, right? So whatever that happens to be, like you don't have to tell me. I don't. That's fine. Keep it to yourself. But that's what you want to ask for healing for. Okay. Clear information coming in from source on the left side of the brain. So I'm assuming you want the Pippa, that means you want clear information to come in from source on the left side of the brain, or you want to clear the information that's coming in. Yeah, the first one. Okay. I just want to make sure because it's like, what? Clear information coming. So, I'm whenever I read something, I like to point out some places where there might be um, confusion, right? So when you say you want clear information, basically what you're saying is that the information that is coming in does not seem clear to you. Yeah, it's scrambled. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I understand. So the scrambled information that's coming in. So how do you know it's coming in from source? Anyways, we're not going to go into a whole um, uh, one-on-one healing on this, but it's a bit even getting clear on that. Is it coming from source or is it coming from somewhere else? As long as you know, that's all that matters. Like I don't, I'm just making that, bring that to your awareness of to be clear on that for yourself, right? Childhood trauma to be able to move forward. Yeah, and we've all had childhood trauma, right? And um, and that's fine, right? So yeah, but just like you don't have to tell me, but when we're doing the healing, just for your own self, be specific about what that childhood trauma was. So, for example, I felt abandoned uh, for a couple of years, right? So that was childhood trauma. Okay. So I was left, not left, I was living with my grandparents for a few years instead of with my mom. And so, that is a source of trauma. Or when I first came to Canada, that was very traumatic. I was 6 years old. So that was very, very traumatic. Right. So be specific about what the childhood trauma is because you could have had more than one. I've had a few, right? So be specific about what that is, okay? Possibly clear calcifications in pineal gland to receive clear information. So again, it's the same thing as what Pippa was saying. So you think that the information you're receiving is not clear, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. And Pat says physical balance. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, abandonment and eating disorders. Awesome. Awesome. But thank you for being clear about that so that it's easier for the healing to be more effective if there's something specific. In my opinion, but I don't control the healing, right? So, in my opinion, feeling unsafe in my body. Okay. Yep. So yeah, like if I was in a personal session, I might ask more questions, but it's like, okay, sounds good. All right. So, and anybody else, if you haven't written in the chat, that's okay. When we actually do the process, we're going to be doing a process to connect you to your diamond light, as well as doing diamond DNA activations for all of these things and whatever else you may require, even if you haven't said it, but you can state it at that time. Okay. All right. Here we go. Everyone, like we normally do. Part of it is like the same as always. Be in your heart space. Breathe in through your nose to count to 4. Breathe out to count to 4. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick grounding for everyone as well. So imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, going down into the ground, going down through your Earth Star chakra, activating it, continuing down to the heart chakra of Mother Earth, Gaia Sophia, wrapping around a big, huge crystal. And what they're giving me today is a big rose quartz crystal, and it's not exactly rose quartz, so I don't know. It's kind of like rose quartz, but it's also hmm, it's crystalline rose quartz. So do with that what you will. So it's kind of like rose quartz on the inside, but then the outside it's clear quartz diamond. Yeah. At the same time, imagine that there are branches growing out of your tips of your fingers, extending up, 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 going through your soul star chakra, activating it, continuing on to the heart chakra of the great central sun, connecting in deeply into the heart chakra of the great central sun. And so, as we are connected above and connected below, you are receiving energies, frequencies, healing, transmissions from the great central sun through those branches from Gaia, Mother Sophia. I don't know why Neo's barking. Up into your heart space. Let's just receive that. So, of course, the Galactic Healing Collective is here as well as the the Andromedans who are bringing through the Diamond DNA activation healing system. Call in your guides if you'd like. We're calling in your higher selves, I am presences, your teams. So the diamond DNA activations are starting off by just doing a general healing, clearing in your field. You might perceive it as streams of diamond light coming into your field, streams of rainbow light. And it's not really streams, it's like a river of consciousness, of healing, of light. You might start feeling really hot right now, or you might start feeling really cool and cold. That's okay. Either way, just breathe, be in your heart space, bring to your awareness what healing you would like first. So they are going to start off by, again, like I said, working on your field, raising your vibration frequency, balancing, aligning your chakras, your meridians, your energy system. And they're going to start working on each of your chakras one by one, but that's just something they're doing in the background. So what they're asking you to do is just focus on your heart space, be in your heart space, see within your heart space a big diamond, crystalline diamond in your heart space. And from this crystalline diamond in your heart space, start to feel or see, perceive in some way light radiating out of it, going into your entire body and being, but deep in that light, deep in the center core of that light. If you can go deep within it, connect to that diamond frequency. Some of you may perceive it as like just pure white light. Some of you may perceive it as a different color. That's totally fine. Some of you may not perceive any color. That's totally fine. Just be in the center of that diamond light within your heart space. And as we continue running these diamond DNA activations, you just stay there, stay connected to that diamond frequency in your heart space, and continue to receive. Or you can state your healing request at any time. Right, so we're just going to go through one by one what people have written in the chat. So so for vertigo, for example, we're going to start off with vertigo. And I think vertigo and physical balance might be not exactly the same, but kind of connected. So we're just going to do both of them at the same time. So vertigo and balance in the body, physical balance. So no, my team is saying no, they want to do it separately. So we're going to do one by one. So I'm going to start off with the vertigo. So I'm just going to do one per person. So if you've written more than one thing, I'm just going to do the first one. So even if you're not experiencing vertigo right now, still receive the healing because it's still going to go to wherever you need it. Okay. So even if you don't have vertigo, it'll just go somewhere else in your system and bring in it'll just be a healing frequency in your field. Okay. And so that's going to continue. So a deeper connection with source and guardian angel and guides. So we're just going to say a deeper connection with source and your team, your guardian angel team, because it's not just one, so there's more than one, and guides. So to have a deeper connection with source, angels, guides, your team. So fatigue. So we're going to clear fatigue, but we're going to bring in strength, vitality, more power, physical power. And they're already working on the chakras, so the solar plexus chakra is already being worked on. Again, this is for everyone. So to receive clear information from source. Okay. So the pineal gland, so we're already working on the chakras, but I'll specifically work on the pineal gland. To decalcify the pineal gland. So you might feel some activity in your third eye for that one, even like a pulling in your third eye. And for physical balance. And anybody that has childhood traumas, again, be specific with it. So, specifically, abandonment and eating disorders. So, we did do a healing clearing call for abandonment recently. So, if some of you might be feeling uncomfortable in some way, having any pain or discomfort anywhere, just again, come back to your heart space. Come back to that diamond light within your heart space. Stay in the center of that diamond light. So they are healing, clearing on all levels and layers. This is a multidimensional healing, so working on the healing, clearing where you are now, past lives, future lives, parallel lives, alternate lives. Goodness, awesome. So if you're feeling unsafe in your body, so some stories may be coming up, right? Feelings may be coming up, emotions may be coming up. You just let them come up and out, up and out, up and out. Hmm. It is. So right shoulder. So, when we work with one side, we're automatically working on the other side as well. And this last one here, new employment opportunity that meets needs for fulfillment and abundance. All of these are going to continue to run, but what they're also doing right now is they're balancing your left brain, right brain, left part of your body, right part of your body, front and back, top and bottom. Again, they are balancing, clearing, aligning, and upgrading all your chakras and your meridian system, your total energy system. So upgrading and activating your light body. And they're working on anything else that you require, specifically those who are not here live, who are going to be watching on the replay. So they're running diamond DNA activations to fill you up with light, love, compassion, peace, oneness, serenity, and grace. And now they're pouring onto you, over you. There's like a shower of rainbow diamond light frequencies as kind of like a not a shield per se, but to help integrate the healing, the clearing, the changes, the transformation. Just receive that, feel that, sense that, perceive that. And just bring your energy, attention, focus all the way down to the heart chakra of Mother Earth, Gaia Sophia. We're going to anchor the healing, the clearing, the change, the transformation. We're going to embody the change and transformation, the healing, clearing. Then come back up to your heart space. See, feel, hear, or perceive yourself being in that center of that diamond light, connecting into those diamond frequencies, being bathed in that diamond light, that those diamond frequencies. And that from that place, from that stillness, just receive for a moment. And give thanks and gratitude to the team, your team, my team, our guides, angels, higher selves, I am presence, source, God, Goddess, Universe, Spirit, Source, Creator. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. And you can start to wiggle your toes and fingers and open your eyes whenever you're ready. And I just want to take a moment, ask you all how you're doing. And I just want to share really quickly my special offer, like we all do here. So basically, there's coming up a 5-week Reclaim Your Radiance 5-week Diamond DNA activation experience that's coming up. It'll be on Zoom. It's for 5 weeks. Basically, the first week we'll work on relationships, the healing of the heart, then money, the flow of abundance, and then the body healing through this physical temple. And then week 4, soul purpose, remembering your divine blueprint. So these are 4 live healing clearing calls. And then there's going to be a live Q&A and closing integration call. So basically it's healing clearing, but it's bringing it all together. And then of course, whatever, it'd be open to questions and such, etc. And then as a bonus, I'm going to be gifting you the abandonment call and the betrayal call. So the 5-week package is $97. But if you want to not do the whole 5 weeks and you just want the individual calls, you can purchase week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, but then you're not going to get the live Q&A call or the 2 bonuses. Okay. So, and of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, you can use your gift code, and there is a payment plan available for the full 5-week package. And we will be starting this on November 19th. Let's see where that is. So next week on Wednesday. So it'll be every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. But how are you all doing? Feeling relaxed and grounded? Awesome. What happened? Feeling relaxed and grounded. Awesome. Very good. Thank you. You're so welcome. Feeling a bit chilly, but that was amazing and beautiful. Much oh, well, that's okay. Feeling a bit chilly. So that's how the energy moves, right? So that's okay. That's good. Feeling open and clear with cool air flowing through, which is my sign for being clear. Awesome. Jane says, wow. Good. Cindy says, thank you. Lots of yawning and heat moving through my body. Kathleen said, this really cool liquid silver flowed into my body, especially in my heart. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else have gratitude to all for bringing healing and joy to us in the cosmos? May we be uplifted in peace and delight. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. My hands are so warm. Awesome. Continue to receive. So the healing is going to continue for the rest of the day or whenever you're watching the replay for the next 24 hours, right? So I'm just going to make it clear that from now for the next 24 hours and whenever you watch for the next 24 hours. And if you happen to watch it a couple of times, 24 hours, okay? Rainbow atmospheric with the energies you described. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. So yes, so we'll be starting next week to do the 5-week program. So please do join me. Of course, I'll be sending out the recording in a little while. In the email. I think everything is working fine now with my website, but if not, you can always email me. I think the email will continue to work. So any questions, just email me, okay? So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your healing request and allowing me to continue to serve in this way. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love, light, and blessings. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.